Hey guys, Luke here, and welcome back to episode 2 on my West Tigers career mode. Now, in the first episode, we went and we sort of did an introduction to the side, going over our squad and the group stages of the Auckland Nines, which, as you can see here, we did end up topping the pool, which is something that wasn't really expecting. I really didn't expect to make it out of the pools. It was not my focus or anything in the preseason to, have a good run in the Auckland Nines. Just a little bit of fun, so work out any kinks in the side, see who'd be effective and that sort of stuff. But it has served a bit of purpose for us in terms of getting our attack under wraps, like being able to time passes and tackling, that sort of stuff. So in that sense, in the Rugby League Live 3 sense, it's been quite good, been a pretty good preseason opener for us, and it's not going to carry over into obviously the 13-man game, but some elements will still be okay. I think kick returns might be exactly the same, but it'll be good in identifying some space, as you saw with Tedesco a little bit earlier, and from more kickoffs and that sort of stuff. Been having a field day with that. But Kevin Aguama, he's actually been a little bit of a superstar for us in this. Keeps finding himself in a lot of space down that right edge. Fortunately, we haven't scored, and neither the Broncos. But I'd say we've had the better of the games out of the two. Now, kickoff, Tedesco, I was talking about it before here, splits the defence there, just straight through. Now, what I should have done, probably threw a pass, but hey, I just wanted to pin the ears back and see if we could get through. Did win a penalty there as well, which worked quite well, but I'm going to throw a big loopy pass there. I think it was Aaron Woods to Keith Galloway. As you can see here, Luke Brooks out in the wing. I'm not sure. I think I talked about this in the first episode. The halves always seem to be out in the wings, which is quite frustrating. And then with all that field position, we couldn't capitalise on it. In hindsight, I include that clip because you can see there was a fair bit of space that I could have just probably run into the gap and scored, but we didn't do that. Tedesco makes a bad read, bad miss, whatever. And I'm finding that that's what happens quite a lot with the fullbacks on this game. If you don't control them, they just get left standing there. Unfortunately, I don't realise that till a little bit later on, but it is what it is. Now, Tedesco, he did make a bad read, but he makes a really nice kick return just there. We realised that there was nothing happening on one side of the field, and decided to try and shift to the other one. And I think that's just the whole thing of the Nines, just shift it from one side to the other. Now, this play starts off so promising, and it just ends a little bit here. Tedesco, for some reason, decided to run backwards rather than just stay there or whatever, and that little play died a little bit there, but we are going to continue. Like I said, just going left to right, right to left. That's all you need to do, and you'll find space there. There is just a little bit over a minute left in the game, and we went the short side. Tim Simona, very, very poor option there, and Curtis Sirenin can't chase him, but Tedesco is going to come across, and the ideal situation would have been throwing him over the sideline here, but you can see there is not a lot of time left in this game, in virtually none, as here this would be the last play of the game. Tim Simona, at dummy half, mark I should say, couldn't get across there, and Anthony Milford slots a field goal to win it 1-0 in the Nines. It was so disappointing to lose that, although I wasn't really I didn't really care too much about the actual Auckland Nines comp. Would have been nice to go ahead and win that. It was just a little bit of fun, and I was having a lot of fun, so to continue that on would have been nice. You can see there the Bulldogs ended up taking on the Dragons in the final, and they won 6-4. Trent Hawkinson picked up man of the match there. He also scored a bonus try. I'm not really sure that's something you would see in a real life Auckland Nines, but you don't play 3 minutes in an Auckland Nines match, and that's what I was doing. So that might be a reason for the low scoreline, but I think that was a very defense-driven sort of game. Although there was a lot of attack, there was a lot of good cover defense. So I can take some positives out of that game for sure. Now, moving on to our first proper preseason game, 13-man game. We're taking on Parramatta Eels, and I will have to say something about our second game a little bit later on. But the Eels should be a good test. They're probably in a similar sort of situation to us in terms of they're an up-and-coming side. Well, not up-and-coming for them maybe, but next year they will be. Not in this game though, probably. But they've got a lot of good sort of youngsters, but a bit inconsistent, and I think that's going to be the same with us. But they do have a lot of potential to, if they get their shit together, they can, they can cause a little bit of havoc. But it's up to them to see what they can do, and they start off really well. Ryan Morgan, who's really well rated on this game. I'm not really sure exactly why. Some of the ratings on this game are a little bit strange, but Ryan Morgan and Ben Crooks, both their centres are quite good in this game. both don't actually play real life for the Eels very often. I don't even think that Crooks guy has played, but we're going to strike back here. Not exactly in a try, but at least showing showing that we can fight a little bit. We can make meters and all that sort of stuff. Seen a lot of people talking about finding it hard to make meters through the forwards, and I think it definitely is hard to make it through the forwards, like make meters, but I've put that more due to the fact that we're sort of a little bit short on forwards. I mean, props, we've got a bunch of props. We've got 10,000 props who are all, pretty solid players. Don't really need too many players in that position, but the second rowers were quite light on that position. Now, Tedesco with a kick return there. Very unfortunate, and I'm finding this is something that happens quite often, that little pass will get knocked down. I mean, it looks like it goes forward off them, but nothing ends up happening. Now, Aaron Woods, I think, was the one who took that little bomb there, laid on him for a little while, but Roy Farah is going to exploit this just a little bit. They're caught napping, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say is, and Robbie Farah gets it to Aaron Woods, just not going to have quite the pace to end up making, lasting the distance. Did try the goose step, didn't really work out too well. And then Luke Brooks ends up with the ball. I think it was Brendan Santee came up with a nice little offload there. And we made a lot of meters. As you can see there, our objective of this game is to try and make like 440 meters, something like that. And we'll go pretty damn close, I think. But moving on to the 75th minute here. Pat Richards is going to pick up the ball here. We're going to immediately go to the right edge where he would normally be. Tedesco gets it to Sue, gets it to Tim Simono, who's down the wing here. And it doesn't quite have the pace. Simono is very, very pacey in real life, but on this game doesn't really reflect it. He's one of the slowest at the Tigers. I mean, obviously he's not super slow, but in terms of like Pat Richards and all that, still faster than him. Anyways, we had one last roll of the dice right at the end there. Nothing happened. A little inside ball there. Obviously didn't work out. And 6-0 how it's going to end. Like I said, there's a lot of positives you can take out of that. But this is the second game I'm going to talk about. Now, I did actually play this game, a 30-12 loss. A lot of unlucky tries, I think. What happened was I accidentally didn't record it. Michael Ennis scored a few tries from dummy half. It was quite frustrating. At the try that we scored, what happened was or both the tries that we scored, the first one was from a scrum. We just ran straight through. Can't remember exactly how it happened, but there was just so much space. Ran through from the Guama, and then Simona just walked through for a second try. There was just space. He just ran straight into the space. We'll camp down their end, so didn't have to run very far. Just had to go and put the ball down pretty much. Anyways, that's where the video is going to end. Hopefully I've enjoyed it. If you can leave a like, that'd be very much appreciated. Subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment and all that sort of stuff. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Luke on YT. Thanks to page in the description below. And one final thing I forgot to mention was Aaron Woods. If you can see here, he actually got suspended. We did a high tackle. It seems like every high tackle is going to land you a suspension. So I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, but it's in the game, and at least suspensions are going to happen from real life, not real life, but in-game actions, as opposed to last time you could only get suspended from simulated games. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!